Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. We have some breaking news, possibly depressing news. So, Paris Saint Germain on the 31st of May will be playing in the UEFA Champions League final versus Inter Milan. And Paris Saint Germain have already started preparing for us potentially lifting the trophy on the 31st of May in Munich. And they want to have a bus parade, which is completely normal. When it comes to any other club in the world. If they've won the Champions League, if they've won a historical tournament, they want to have a bus parade. But Paris Saint-Germain, at the moment currently, it's not looking like we will have a bus parade if we do lift the Champions League trophy versus Inter Milan. And here is the reason. So, first of all, as you can see by these pictures right here, this is Paris Saint-Germain's bus parade back in 2013, when we won our first Ligue 1 trophy under the QSI era. They probably had a bunch of bus parades when we won the league back in the 90s and in the 80s and so on. But this is the most recent one, is the most relevant one. So Paris Saint-Germain won the Ligue 1 title after coming second versus Montpellier in the prior season. Celebrated in the streets of Paris, in the Champs Legaue as well. But what happened after? As you can see by the title, PSG may not be allowed upon top bus parade due to the fears of violence. Paris Saint-Germain are likely to be allowed to parade through the streets of the French capital if they clinch a historical treble this weekend. Laurent Blanc's men, so this was obviously a report from back in 2015, have a plan to celebrate their campaign with an open top bus parade, have been met with resistance from local authorities who fear a repeat of the violent scenes that married PSG celebrations in 2013. So in 2016, Paris Saint-Germain were thinking about this, and Paris City Council said, no, we're not going to have that because of the violent scenes that happened during the Paris Saint-Germain bus celebrations in 2013. So this has been a stance when it comes to Paris, the City Council of Paris, ever since 2013 because of the scenes that happened there. Now we come to the report that just recently dropped from Le Parisien and RMC Sport. PSG wants to do a parade in a double-decker bus down the Champs-Élysées on the June the 1st, so the day after our Champions League triumph, if they win the Champions League versus Inter Milan. The club will present the plan this Monday to the police headquarters. However, the authorities are currently not at all in favor of doing a parade, as they fear major disturbances in the Champs-Élysées, and they're also reluctant to provide security for such a large-scale event. The club will still try to talk to them through it. In any case, PSG will organize a live broadcast of the Champions League final on a giant screen at the Parc des Princes. The city also wants to install a giant screen outdoors for a live broadcast, but the police headquarters favors fan zones in enclosed and secure locations and not in public spaces. So there's a lot to talk about when it comes to the reports. I firstly want to go through this. In any case, PSG will organize a live broadcast of the Champions League final on a giant screen at the Parc des Princes. This is a beautiful thing from Paris Saint-Germain, obviously for the people that cannot travel, but still, want to have some kind of feeling like they are in the stadium or something. The city also wants to install a giant screen outdoors for live broadcast, but the police headquarters. So this is something the City Council of Paris wants to do. I don't think it's something planned by Paris Saint-Germain, but as you can see, once again, it's about the secure locations. They mentioned they don't want to provide security for such a large-scale event when it comes to the bus parade. Okay, the first thing we have to talk about is this. 2018 France bus parade. Back in 2018, obviously, France won the World Cup, and they had a big parade, as you can see in these pictures right here. I believe this is Champs-Élysées. As you can see, the picture is very low quality here, but as you can see, they did have a bus parade back in 2018 for the France national team, despite what happened with the Paris Saint-Germain celebration back in 2013. And a lot of these French supporters are also Paris Saint-Germain supporters or people living in Paris that will go out, for the vibe, for the aura that will happen on June the 1st after Paris Saint-Germain, hopefully, wins the UEFA Champions League. So they've already done the bus parade before, and now they don't want to do it. They've already had a bus parade in 2018, and now they don't want to do it. What has changed? I don't know. Obviously, the French police, the French authorities prioritize French people. Obviously, France winning a World Cup, that's a nation thing. Once Paris Saint-Germain, it's a club in Paris, local fans and so on, but it's less prioritized for the French government. So that point I understand. But, is there really anything to do about it? Because if we do win the Champions League on the 31st of May, obviously on the midnight on 31st of May, everyone will be outside. We saw the same thing happen after we clinched the semi-final versus Arsenal. The fans went outside. And yes, there was a small minority who unfortunately, ruined some places in Champs-Élysées and just destructed stuff. I've never understood human beings that find it funny ruining other stuff. It's basically people that are, first of all, just selfish and only see things from their own perspective, because you should treat people how you want to be treated. And if you treat people badly, that means you should be expecting the same thing for you. But it's just idiotic people, disgusting human beings that keep on, just ruining the fun for the people that want to go outside. The majority of these people that want to celebrate the time, they want to celebrate it. They're thinking about all the years Paris Saint Germain got eliminated from the Champions League, when we were this close in every single game, but we still managed to lose the game. Those are the Paris Saint Germain fans. Those are the majority of people that want to go outside. And Paris, it's a beautiful city, especially midnight now, closing in on the summer. The weather will be hotter, so it would just be a great feeling for the Paris Saint Germain supporters. They will go out no matter what on the 31st of May. They may even go out, I don't know, on the 1st of June and do something small or something. But back to the bus parade. As we saw, this thing is supposed to happen on today, so we should potentially get some answers today. I'll be updating guys on the bus parade, but as the report mentioned, the club will present the plan this Monday to the police headquarters. Yeah, I mean today. But they're saying the authorities currently not all in favor. So it's not a direct no. Paris Saint-Germain can still try to, change the situation. But I mean, the points that the French authorities and the City Council of Paris are making, I don't think this can change. Like they're reluctant to provide security for such a large scale event. I mean, that is not something that can change, but I hope for the best. I still hope that we can celebrate the title. I still hope that we can have a parade, because Paris Saint-Germain winning its first Champions League definitely deserves a parade. This is the biggest accomplishment in Paris Saint-Germain history. This will be the only second Ligue 1 club that has won the UEFA Champions League, the first since Marseille in 1993. So this is not just a huge accomplishment for Paris Saint-Germain. This is not just a huge accomplishment for Ligue 1. This is not just a huge accomplishment for the city of Paris. It's a huge accomplishment for France. So, look, put the police out. Do whatever you want to do, so you feel it's secure enough. Even if you put 1 billion police, people would still go out and ruin stuff. That's unfortunately how it is. But I hope for the best. I'm not even gonna say I'm confident that we're gonna have a bus parade. My honest opinion is that I knew this would happen, because I knew about the 2013 stuff. So I'd already prepared in my head if we are going to have a potential bus parade. And think about it, Paris Saint-Germain, it's not just the Champions League. It's a domestic treble with the Champions League, which accumulates to a quadruple. Trophée du Champion, Ligue 1, hopefully win Coupe de France, and hopefully we'll win the Champions League. So please, City Council of Paris, the authorities, just give up. Give Paris Saint-Germain this moment. Paris Saint-Germain have respected your rules ever since 2013. Ever since 2013, you told us no bus parade. Maybe they would wanted to do a bus parade at another year. You didn't let them. Let Paris Saint-Germain have this. Let Paris Saint-Germain have this. And I mean, this is maybe a tip to Nasser. If he really wants this to happen, maybe he can pay for, like, if stuff get broken, you pay for it. I mean, you're a billionaire, so that wouldn't be the biggest problem for you, Nasser. But hopefully it happens. Obviously, we haven't won the Champions League, but we have to prepare this stuff early on. When it comes to any other club in the world, this would never have happened. Never have happened. It only happens in France and police and Paris when it comes to this stuff. Obviously, some of it has to do with the French government being extremely woke and very liberal and disgusting. But then it's also the people that go out and ruin stuff. It's absolutely disgusting. I think if you put PSG in any other country in Europe and they have a bus parade, less stuff will be destructed, because those people that go out and destroy, the small minority, that's something I want to make very clear. When we do see the videos of stuff getting ruined in Paris, it's not a majority, it's a small, disgusting, filthy ass minority behaving like animals. Most of them aren't even PSG fans. They're just seeing a lot of people outside, not that much police, and they can, abuse the situation, which is absolutely disgusting. But to end all of this, this is the updated report. At the moment, if we do win the Champions League on the 31st of May, we will not be having a bus parade. Maybe they do something special at the Parc des Princes, just like a trophy like we do with the Ligue 1 trophy, but maybe with all the trophies that we've won this season. So we'll have to wait and see. But I genuinely hope that the City Council of Paris and the French authorities change their mind and let us have this bus parade, because this is a special moment, and special moments need to be celebrated in a special way. That's been it from boy PS Gent. Hopefully, guys have enjoyed this video. And as usual, allez, allez, allez Paris.